We're going to need to talk about the French Revolution. We need to talk about the French Revolution. Listen to this shit. Jordan Peterson, he says this. The resentful, then the murderous, then the genocidal Jacobins, who first planned the French Revolution and then took it over completely, were the spiritual descendants of Cain. The spiritual descendants of Cain. Motherfuckers kind of shitting on the American Revolution here. Karl Marx is Cain to the core. Why is Karl Marx Cain? Construing society as nothing but a battleground of power. You know, Karl Marx talked about all the revolutionary shit that capitalism has changed. So he's saying, you know, both capitalism has been great for, you know, a minute, but because it's not going to help the proletariat, well, the proletariat's going to have to do something about the bourgeoisie. He failed completely and purposefully to separate wheat from chaff in the totalizing condemnation of the bourgeoisie, regarding them in consequence of their success as only parasites and predators and thieves, and gave no credit whatsoever for the wealth and stable societal structure they produced as a result of their conscientious, diligent, honest, and productive labor. The modern meta-Marxists, the postmodern power players have, as it were, metastasized Marx, but more deeply, the spirit of Cain. The spirit of Cain. Now, I'm going to talk about new beginnings, and we do need to have new beginnings because he's becoming goddamn motherfucking Old Testament motherfucker here. But we'll just talk about Sassacus and Uncas. Sassacus and Uncas were brothers. Sassacus is going to fight for the Pequot. Uncas is going to start the Mohegans. And then eventually Sassacus is going to get his head chopped off by the fucking Mohawks. So if you want some kind of story where the brother is going to turn on the brother, and then let's go back to Abel and Cain. So Abel says, here, God, here's a sheep, and he puts the sheep on fire. And that pleased God. God was, okay, yeah, go ahead and burn the fucking sheep up. They didn't eat, they didn't have a feast, they just burnt it up and then let the fucking goddamn flames go up into the damn sky. How does that help anybody? How does that help anybody? And then Cain, he's got his goods too, right, from the field, so he's a farmer. So you're not supposed to be a farmer, you're supposed to be a shepherd but not a farmer. You know, a good farmer will actually have crops and they'll have livestock and they'll, you know, diversify all the things that they could sell. You ever had, you know, a piece of meat without a lettuce or tomato or onion? You ever enjoyed, you know, the piece of meat might be the goddamn star of the fucking show, but you're trying to tell me you don't need any fucking potatoes, you don't need any goddamn french fries, you don't need any goddamn rice, you don't need any fucking mac and cheese. But God looked down upon the mac and cheese. God looked down upon the wheat, separate the wheat from the chaff. This motherfucker is just like goddamn knee deep in a bunch of bullshit, right? Okay, you read the fucking Bible and you kind of picked up a little principle here and a little principle there, but it doesn't seem like you got the spirit of the thing. You didn't get the spirit of the thing because Jesus says, care for the poor and give them that are thirsty some water, give them that are hungry some food, and welcome the stranger. So Karl Marx very much is the continuation of Jesus Christ. If you're to put Jesus Christ into power, would he say, hey, make as much fucking money as you can and look down on the fucking poor? Make a bunch of fucking money and make sure you hate the immigrant. Make a shit ton of fucking money. Get into power. And when you come across a thirsty person, you fucking drink a bunch of fucking, and then throw it, and then... So we got to talk about the French Revolution. We got to talk about the French Revolution. You even had that Farid Zakaria. Farid Zakaria. And what did this Farid Zakaria say? Well, Farid Zakaria, he said that the Industrial Revolution helped when it came to having a higher standard of life for everybody. So again, Farid Zakaria, Karl Marx, everybody keeps on saying the Industrial Revolution and capitalism has helped. Karl Marx said that capitalism has revolutionized our lives, our goods, our way of life in many ways and respects. But then he just goes one step further, right? And instead of capitalism just being about everybody stepping on people's necks, instead of having an iron heel stepping on your neck, how many times can you just keep on stepping on people's necks before the whole damn community has a broken fucking neck? So I got to talk about the French Revolution because Napoleon is going to come to power because the revolutionaries couldn't get their shit together. But that's also true of Lenin. Lenin came to power because the social revolutionaries couldn't get their shit together. So both Napoleon and Lenin came to power because the revolutionaries couldn't get their shit together. So Napoleon is going to provide this stability, whereas the revolutionaries kind of lost, the vision. And then people want to say, well, the French Revolution lost. The French Revolution lost. Well, let's think about that for a second, okay? The French Revolution, so the Jacobins and the Girondins and the Danton and Robespierre. You're telling me that Danton and Robespierre, Danton, took his lover, and man, my God, Danton is the stuff of fucking romance novels, and Robespierre, the fucking god, the Jacobins, the Girondins. You're going to try to tell me the Girondins lost? So even Fareed Zakaria is going to say that the French Revolution lost. Well, they had some difficulties, okay? Let's talk about the difficulties, and then we're going to talk about how the French Revolution didn't lose, okay? So the French Revolution, did they lose? Okay, they had difficulties. America didn't support it. The French revolutionaries were fighting against King George III. Why would George Washington support King George III? Why would George Washington turn his back upon the French Revolution? The French Revolution, the Haitian Revolution, was inspired by the American Revolution, but the American Revolution turned their backs on the French Revolution and the Haitian Revolution. Why did they do that? That makes no sense. What kind of empire is going to turn their backs upon the revolutions? That's like the father giving birth to children and then turning their backs upon the children. Oh, they're just my damn kids. Who gives a shit? I had to fight the revolution by myself. No, you didn't. The French helped America win the revolution. That's the kind of empire we should be. We should support the English, the Egyptian revolutionaries. Without France, America wouldn't be America today. So thank you, France. France helped us with our revolution. Then when they had a revolution, we didn't help them. So that's some difficulties. They didn't have a fucking empire come and save their asses the way France saved America. And then if you're going to celebrate the accomplishments of the past ancestors, what is that, stolen valor? Oh yeah, you guys are all great American revolutionaries, let me tell you. Thomas Jefferson is going to resign because of what Washington did. Washington supported England's neutrality. Then 15 years later, what did fucking Britain do? Well, they came back and burned down our fucking White House. That's what you get, America. You didn't support the French Revolution. You said you were going to be neutral with France versus England. And then you got your White House burnt the fuck down. It's time to cut the umbilical cord. God damn, America, get quit of your oppressor. Get quit of your oppressor, America. So when people say that the French Revolution lost, the king and the queen got their fucking heads chopped off. They got their heads chopped off. Today, you don't have any kings and queens in fucking France. You had 25 presidents. Macron is the president today. How did the French Revolution lose, huh? I know that's what people say, and that's the narrative, but I don't believe that fucking narrative. I think that narrative is bullshit. Let's talk about some more difficulties, and then I'm going to bring this whole thing home. 1789 is when you have the Estates General, and then that turns into the National Assembly. Then 1789 is when you're going to storm the Bastille. 1789 is when feudalism got abolished. Is feudalism alive today? Then the state control over the Catholic Church, and then they declared the rights of man. Where did they get the Declaration of the Rights of Man? Well, I think even Jefferson helped write the damn thing. Lafayette helps the American revolutionaries and then goes back to France. Then you got the French Revolutionary Wars, which is going to happen from 1792 to 1802. So not only did France have to fight their own rich and powerful, but after France beats their rich and powerful, well, you got all the great countries of Europe. You got Great Britain and Austria and Russia and Prussia. So you got King George III, you got the King of Austria, Francis, and then you got Frederick William II, the King of Prussia, and then you got that damn Russian Tsar, Alexander I. So they didn't want the revolution to spread to them because they're kings and queens. They're dictators. They don't want the revolution to spread into their fucking country. And they're also taking advantage of the chaos that's in France. So they were scared to death when they beheaded Queen, Antoinette and goddamn motherfucking King Louis XVI. That scared the shit out of the kings and queens of Europe. And so Europe descends upon France, and then